Yeah, just appreciate you guys coming out, obvious, as usual. It just not a pretty game for sure, hats off to Detroit Mercy. I thought they really, they played hard, they played scrappy. They're in the building phases right now, and, I think you've got to respect how hard they played. Obviously, there's a number of areas that we weren't at our best today. I think for us, just understanding just showing up every day as the best version of ourselves, and how do we get our mindset in that space, and maybe not play a scoreboard or play an opponent, but play to the best of our abilities. And I think we're still figuring that out. I think I'm challenging these players, just at a level that maybe they haven't been to before, and I'm on them pretty good. Just the attention to detail, the discipline that you have to have. And, they found a way to fight through some really ugly possessions tonight on both ends of the court. And so proud of them for staying the course. I thought Lily, for what she's been able to do the last couple games, is hats off to her. That's being a senior, it's hard when you're not maybe getting some of the minutes that you want. And, the only thing she did was lean in even more and invest more into her teammates. And, really when you just surrender the outcome and just say, hey, whatever I can do for the good of this team, usually good things happen for you. So really, really pleased and happy for her.
We'll open it up for questions with the student athletes. Mark, if you want to start.
Yeah, Lily, just what's it been like for you these last couple games? I think you're 7 for 11 the other night and maybe 5 for 7 or something pretty close to that today from three-point range. But tell us, what's it been like for you, and what do you think's kind of gone into, your efficiency from three-point range?
Honestly, I just have to give all the credit to my point guards and my other teammates. They're reading the passes, they're getting it to me, and I'm just having to knock it down. And I think having them looking for me and have the confidence in me, I think that just is giving more confidence in me, and so it's just building everybody else up too.
Olivia?
How has it felt to be out there and to see those shots go in these past two games? Like, obviously, you've put a ton of work in to get to this moment. How has it felt to see it pay off on the court like that?
To see it pay off, I would have to say it just feels great from the past 3 years. Just being able to do it with this team too, and have them by my side, it's just been surreal, honestly. To have Ronnie by my side for sure, to be thankful that she's still here with me. Just glad that she's the one out there with me.
Mark?
And you kind of touched on Ronnie being here. You're still here as well. You probably didn't have to be. I mean, tell us your why. Why did you decide to make this year Wisconsin your last year?
I'd have to say, honestly, meeting with Coach P, it was a little late in the portal, honestly, but I didn't really think I wanted to leave at all, and Coach P really instilled that in me. Just hearing what she had to say, what she had to offer, and she's like putting her words where her actions are, I guess. Just everything she said and her coaching staff that she brought with has just been amazing.
Olivia?
Ronnie, 6 assists today. How have you guys built chemistry up on offense, playing with so many new players? How has that been for you as the point guard?
I'd say we started early in the summer, knowing who our shooters are. We've instilled our offense really early, knowing where people will be, who gonna knock down a shot. Obviously, we got Lily knocking down threes. She went 6 for 7 today. We got Kira gonna knock down a shot. Desi knocked down a shot. We just got to give them to them in the right spot. So I feel like thank you to them for helping me get my assists, and then for them also being in the right spot at the right time and knocking down the shots.
Mark?
Actually, for Ronnie and Lily, if you can answer this, kind of Coach talked about how this wasn't probably a perfect game for you guys, but the fourth quarter, that was your team's highest shooting percentage, and I think that was their lowest shooting percentage at the same time. What did you guys fix? What went right maybe in the fourth quarter that you can build on, if anything?
Playing together, one more passes, keeping the ball hot, and getting it on a defensive end. I feel like we were a little soft on a defensive end for the first 3 quarters. Even in the fourth, we let some things slide that we can't and future games. So just coming and being connected and, just playing on a string. I feel like we did that in the fourth quarter, and that's why we got the result we did. And just staying confident with each other and sticking as one through it all.
I don't really think I can add anything to that. That was pretty much it, yeah.
Any other questions for the student athletes? All right, you two are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys, good job.
All right, we'll start with you, Mark.
Coach, you obviously kind of talked about your rotation and that, it can vary from time to time. You went with Lily, I think, to start the second half. What were you looking for? What do you think she kind of provided? And what did she do that maybe earned her that opportunity?
Yeah, obviously she's playing really well right now, but, just really keeping things simple. I think she's taken good open looks, not forcing the action, does a really good job of keeping the ball hot. I feel like, a lot of people would probably look and think, well, offensively she's kind of earned more minutes, but I just feel like the last couple games she's been a lot more engaged and impactful on the defensive end, which is, to me really, really important. And so, just playing with a lot of confidence, but at the same time keeping things really simple.
Olivia?
11 points from Kira in the fourth quarter. How did her contributions in there, getting to the paint early with some of those layups, really help you guys seal the victory today?
Yeah, I mean, she's, has the ability to score on three levels, shoots a three really well. She's got a really good pull-up mid-range game, but she's also has the quickness and that first step to get to the rim. And so, just pretty powerful and explosive on her drive. One of our better defenders. I don't know what she ended up tonight with rebounds, but, I mean, she's a winner. She loves to compete. She's going to leave her heart and soul out there.
Mark?
And, Destiny fouled out, and I think she had two of her first fouls where they weren't even shooting. I guess, what is there a lesson there that you hope she kind of takes from today that, moving forward?
Yeah, the last two games she's really struggled, which is unfortunate. We need to find her more minutes, but we've been a little bit handcuffed with foul trouble. I think just the ability to adjust depending upon how the refs are calling the game. And, not allowing that first one to lead to that second one. But I think, there's some verticality at the rim, but I think really out on the perimeter, being able to guard hard without fouling, the physicality, what you can and can't get away with. We're doing a lot of swiping right now, sticking our hand in there versus being aggressive defensively. And instead of trying to go for the steal, it's like you got to get yourself in a defensive position that you make it disruptive for them. But, we just got to clean some things up on the defensive end for sure. Putting people at the free throw line way too much.
Olivia?
Well, that was going to be my question. You guys rebounded today, 42-26, 17 in the first quarter. Was that emphasized a lot going into this game, just getting to the boards as much as possible?
Yeah, we've talked, not just for this game, it's just, we want it to be part of our identity, and I'll be honest with you, I felt like there were some possessions that, we didn't get the job done. It's going to be so important that we don't allow those second and third shot opportunities. I think there's possessions that we get caught, and we get away with some things with, maybe our size or, ability to, athleticism to get off the ground and in our jumping. But really, I thought there was possessions that we lacked some discipline, finding the body, widening out, had some careless turnovers. I'm going, just some discipline things that we obviously have to continue to shore up and clean up and get better at.
Mark?
Yeah, Coach, I know that's a long way to go in the season, but, obviously the other day, there was some recognition for, the 5-1 start, for first-year coach, and, the 6-1 start I think is the best since, 2018, 2019. Just as you look at these first 7 games, what do you think's kind of gone into this early success?
I'm surrounded by a great staff. We've got a great locker room. We really do. It's a pretty incredible group of young ladies that, we get to wrap our arms around every day and try and teach life lessons and prepare them to battle on the court. There's a lot of new faces, a lot of new people, so growing pains can be a little bit challenging. And I don't look at the scoreboard to determine success. I think it's about us showing up to be the best version of ourselves. And we know it's going to be a process for sure, but I think when you have alignment, that's really key in that locker room and as a coaching staff, and just every day trying to move that needle. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be growing pains. Success isn't linear. You've heard that before. There's going to be some bumps in the road, but what can we learn? How can we grow? Win or lose? How do we continue to move the needle? And I think that's our biggest focus point right now.
Olivia?
We've talked about creating more discipline on the defensive end, fouling less, getting to the rebounds more. How do you instill that in your players?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's watching film, practice time, but we've had so many games. I don't know what the stat is, but I just feel like that's all we've done is play. And then when there was an opportunity to have a day off, your players need a day off, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally. And so I'm looking forward to this upcoming week, to be honest with you, of just, cleaning up some of the habits that we got right now and trying to dive in a little bit on the discipline of being able to guard hard without fouling, not giving up second, third shot opportunities, the communication. We gave up a lot of direct line drives. And so we got a lot of work to do, but we just haven't had any practices to really rep those things. And so looking forward to getting back in the gym. I mean, December is going to be a completely different month than November. November, I don't know how many games we'll have ended up with, but in December we'll have 3 games before Christmas. And so the tale of two halves, or, 2 ends of the story. But I look forward to being able to get back on the practice court for sure.
Coach, I also want to kind of get your perspective on, coming up this week. 2-parter. One, you got Thanksgiving. You talked about, having some time for practice, but, you also have a holiday. So, one, I'm curious how you handle that. And then, 2, just can you speak to, the challenge you're going to have over the weekend, with Ole Miss, a ranked team, and, just kind of what opportunity that might present, your squad?
Yeah, I mean, I think the challenge is tomorrow, right? Just resting up, taking care of our bodies. And then the next challenge is Tuesday in practice, and how do we continue to move the needle and get better? And that's honestly all we're thinking about. Just building better habits, having more discipline, becoming a more connected group out there. And so it's truly got to be one day at a time. I think the holiday trip, it's fun to be able to spend some time together without the stresses of academics and traveling to new places. And so I think, maximizing the opportunity that you have on the road and a little bit more time together as a team is really important. Give them an opportunity to do some sightseeing, relax, have some fun. And then, if it's film session or practice, that's where we got to be dialed in. It is a business trip. And, just putting our players in the best position that we can. And so I think there's a balance, just like everything throughout the course of the season.